And I will turn my volume up. I will turn y'all's volume right about there. Let me make sure. Right there. Yeah, right down. And greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome back to the end of Planar Crossroads. And welcome back to our Rise of the Runelords Redux game. We are on episode 29, and we're going to jump right in. But first, little disclaimer. This is an adult podcast that sometimes features certain adults that use adult language. You have been warned. As far as announcements or anything like that, just some brief thing of if you want to support this particular channel or Tommy's channel, which is Black Dragon Gaming, you can do so on Patreon for the End of Planar Crossroads or Black Dragon Gaming, or you can do so on Subscribestar for the End of Planar Crossroads if you do that instead of Patreon. And I don't really think we have any other announcements at this time. As far as Patreon rewards and things like that, those are on both of those respective sites, so you can check those out. I think that's everything. You know, when you cut down on all the announcements that you're going to do as far as things coming up, it really slims it down. So
that it does.
I'm going to have to stay always less than 3 minutes. So
I mean, at this point, you could almost just record it 5-minute blurb or something, and at the beginning of each week, just be End of Planar Crossroad announcements.
Yeah.
Well, in your slow NPR voice.
In my slow, sexy NPR voice. With your strange cadence of William Shatner.
With your sexy wizard voice.
Oh, do it all in the sexy wizard. Welcome to the End of Planar Crossroads. I don't know.
It was better than your William Shatner impersonation.
I thought that was fun.
All right. I see this summer indeed is starting out cruel. Let's get into the game. So, when last we left our heroes, not a lot story-wise happened because they had engaged in some... It wasn't unsuccessful diplomacy at Jorgenfest. Boldrago made some progress. It just wasn't necessarily the progress that was looked for. But that happened, and everybody was coming back. Boldrago had teleported back, and then the other two casters were on their way back. During that time period of Willton and Runemane making their way back, the rest of the group decided to take on these remaining forces that had been left behind by the stone giant necromancer that was heading on towards Jorgenfest. There were only 2 of them, so it was not a problem. There was no difficulties in taking out these 2 giants, though if there had been several more, maybe it would have been a bit more of a challenge with just 3 or 4 people, but probably not. So
yeah, man, it's so weird when we're fighting an equal number of bad guys to good guys. That ratio, how much easier that becomes, and how many dents Skoros doesn't have in his skull from clubs the size of sycamores.
Well, that does come around to the way that Paizo balances its content too. So
that's true. Yeah, you're right. But the good news is there's a whole camp of them just waiting for me to Panther style through.
Oh, yeah. There's a whole over 100 of them up there. I mean, if you want to go do that.
100.
So, anyway, all that said, we can just dive right on in. We stopped where the battle was over. Skoros had finished wailing on everything, and Egor had hammered through the 2 corpses over the edge. And now we come back to see the 2 wayward party members making their way. And you both, we'll cut to them because they both also, they're making their way, and they're starting to get an eye out there and see you guys. And you see Boldrago.
Well, looks like I owe you 30 gold. Shouldn't have made that bet.
Good. Zhao will chatter a little bit more happily because he's probably going to be the one who gets to handle the gold itself. And being a Zhao, they're very happy with the shinies.
Very true. There you go. They're like the crows of the monkey world.
Yeah. Colorful, burning, flying monkey crows.
Fair enough. Okay.
He has burning hands if we ever need it.
All right.
I mean, someone has to light the campfire, I guess.
He'll just do spark for that.
Would he?
He has spark. He has burning hands once per day. He has spark at will.
Well, I know he has
Someone
it
has-
at will. But the question is,
Okay,
would
someone
he
has to light the
use it?
giant bonfire of dead giant bodies.
All right. What's happening?
Well, it's good to see that you all are alright. Skoros especially, I thought we had lost you in the, Well, they must have realized how foolish that was. You are after all Skoros. Why am I saying Skoros? God bless it.
Okay. I was confused.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, Mac being a dummy again. Ugh. Boldrago, it's good to see that you are safe, and, why are you all outside? You don't exactly seem as though you are that restful.
We have visitors. Skoros will. There's probably some gore on his hands. I will wipe it on the nearest. If there's like a plant outcropping thing, otherwise just the rock face. I'll just be a kitty, except for to get the gore off my hands. Meow.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
You're
I
muted.
presume you took care of them.
Oh, we did.
Instead of the rocks, please use the sand. It's easier to get rid of.
Of course, I think it's Skywalker. And drop down and break the fourth wall real hard and start doing that. Hashtag I could have been a catfolk.
You see me go over to one of the local scrub brush, look in, cut off a branch, and I start sweeping up the crime scene to make it less obvious where what has happened there.
Because we've worked together a lot, Zhao will flap over and start prestidigitating the parts that don't sweep up nicely.
Okay.
I think it's mainly going to be blood.
Yeah. But like on rocks or something that doesn't like the things that the blood is on that don't move with it nicely.
All right.
Otherwise flavoring it as even cleaner than just brooming it could have been.
Yeah. It's a little
Which is somehow
too
more
clean.
suspicious. Well, what did you learn?
Why does this rock smell like soap?
We need more lemon pledge.
It will smell lightly of lavender.
I just kind of like look over to Boldrago. So I presume you have told them what you have found, yes?
No, it was too immediate trouble with the giants outside. It's too noisy to sleep. Needed to quiet them.
Well, then I guess I shall be the one to start. Boldrago here decided to go single-handedly into the giant encampment and speak to the leader.
What?
I see.
I did not know you had the balls for that. Would be Egor. I knew you were
Skoros.
crazy.
Just was not much. It's just very large tunnels, you know. It's I was too impatient to meet with the leader himself. I decided to save something for us all to experience.
I can tell you did not bring us any more pets.
I tried.
I think God so then knew.
Well, what's our next move? Shall Skoros go and punch down the gate to a fortress?
That would probably be tactically unwise. It seems much like we should get everyone some rest, especially those who have been out all night. I'm perfectly able to keep watch with you two. If we can fill our temporary home, I can work with the smell. And you see me start tinkering with one of my little vials.
Yeah, I could reseal us.
Not.
Well, it is settled. I wake up, I kill giants, I go back to bed. Just like the old days. And I'll start loping back towards the direction of the cave. And I guess as I'm doing so, there's a falcon that is my animal companion that's probably super tired from carrying someone for a long, long, long time. So if she lands on my bracer, I'll just like cradle her.
Hey, I would have made a point to walk as much as possible. Thank you very much.
Fair enough.
That would have significantly added to the time, because you guys flew over the mountains to be able to get there.
I said as much as possible. I didn't say I did it very much.
He tapped his toes on the top of the hills as she started to go.
Look. What can I say? I'm a scholar and a gentleman.
Hey, I gave her Antol. It was easier.
Yeah, it was. And it will be for the next, we're
While.
at 10, 9, in the next 7 hours. So by the time we're up and around, we will not be. Boo. Oh well.
All right.
That being said, I figure we get everyone in, get everyone some food, seal up the entrance, and that should be good enough. I will negate aroma on everyone and be using like my equipment. So oil stuff in the pot and it doesn't stink.
Nice.
All right. So from what I'm hearing, everybody's going to rest until full, or rest until tomorrow, or what, or tonight, or what?
Until full will be a while.
Yeah,
Egor,
like
we need to be
more
down.
like the night.
God. 4 heal checks, Egor would have to be down for a couple of days. Actually, I think a full 24-hour period to get all his HP back. Skoros is down 16 hit points, Egor's down 30.
Yeah, but you have healers.
Correct. Hold his hand and ask for healing. Hello, please.
Hello. What big god.
Hello, my name is Egor, and I go to little tiny voice when I am squished by giant, and it is painful.
Now,
Skoros
first
knows like
question.
him, but he's probably got a couple, like, he's probably leaning sideways where there's some ribs cracked.
Well, I will do a check just to see if I can get a little more off of it without. Let's see, do I have that put in? Yes. I do get to add a D8 to that without even thinking.
Nice.
16.
Okay.
That's pitiful.
I think you just had to beat a 15. I forget.
Yes, but that's rolling a 3 on the die.
Fair.
All you have to do is ask.
Yeah, Egor will.
They just kind
Scary
open-
night skyman. Egor
open-
requires
open.
healing. And Skoros will get
of very well.
wandering over to you.
Where do you hurt?
Skoros will like point to his ribs. Egor will. Where does Egor hurt? In my soul, there are too many giants. Egor and Skoros' voice are very similar. It's hard to differentiate in my head who's
There are
who.
two.
That's concerning.
Yeah, welcome to D&D.
D&D,
Multiple personality
everybody
disorder?
sounds the same. Yay!
We only have one voice. Stereotypical Russian man. Ha ha!
I think you mean best voice, but yes.
Best voice.
Okay.
Unless you're playing a dwarf.
Now then you gotta be Scottish.
Alright.
You gotta be just like this, because that's the only voice the dwarfs speak. But much deeper.
So 16 healing from the Night Angel
Plus 11.
plus 11. There you go.
Yeah, caster level.
Seems good. So then that puts, if that's targeting Egor, that puts him to 3.
Yeah.
So Egor can rest the rest off. Skoros could rest and go to 5. So like a cure light wounds is enough to put me over.
Yeah, we
Double
can
check.
do that.
Wilton's only down 7, so I only need a light rest. Or so the thing for me is gain back arcane pull and
You get your resources back
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
Leroy Jenkinsing of Fortress of Stone Giants.
yeah, so I'm just gonna fix all of that. The ironic part is I guess I'm too good at conserving my resources because I barely had anything used.
Yeah, Skoros is up. Like 11.
No. Adam,
Yes.
during the night I am going to transfer over I'm going to use one of my second level spell slots to prepare a spell scar of invisibility.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Now, do you have to exchange out one ceremonial scar for another ceremonial scar, or does it infuse into the ceremonial scar that you already have?
I just imagine it's kind of a little bit of both. For the most part, he just kind of like the magic kind of dips out, so I have to do a bit of a few rituals and whatnot. Mutter some words in Orcish and whatnot that his father taught him, and just reweave the magic back into his body.
Gotcha. Totally doable. I figure as you're doing that, and in the meantime there's healing going on, people are resting. Runemane and Zhao are in their little nook, and Zhao is probably debriefing Runemane on about what happened. and then Runemane's like, that's right, that's what happened.
We're talking over a game of chess.
There you go. And
Now, I would figure I would be able to gather. If I don't understand Zhao, I understand him pretty well.
Well, part of the reason I can understand him speaking is just because of familiar magic. He doesn't have the ability to, like, yeah, it's not because I learned how to speak monkey.
He lies vigorously.
Hey, if this game let me learn how to speak monkey, I think Brasut would be.
Brasut, the usually very reserved dwarf, to speak monkey you have to use your body too. So he's like,
I'd be like a very slow, weird monkey. It wouldn't be as quick as that. Like, I'd be someone who is just learning a language, speaking as slow as you can, just because moving my body that much while talking is tiring.
Alright.
It's too much expression.
Muted, Jason.
Sorry, 25 on the linguistics check,
Okay.
plus long familiarity with Zhao.
Right. You kind of get the idea that Zhao's debriefing Runemane and getting an idea of what went on, at least from Runemane's perspective. And per Zhao's usual proddings, Runemane seems to speak more freely to Zhao than he does to everybody else. But that's, again, mainly because Zhao gets him, you know? So
He magically has to.
So, I figure that Egor is over there, asleep against the wall with Poogie underneath his arm. So,
I mean, I'm probably just asleep near a wall with my bow still in hand, just like, you know, kind of like sleeping. Like, you can't tell if I'm asleep or if I'm just kind of like.
Willton has
There.
Wilton's that orc that's always got his eyes half closed when he's asleep, so it's only like that, and he just stares while he's sleeping.
Yeah. Yeah, yep.
Okie dokie. So as this menagerie of individuals beds down, and
A party, one might say.
and the Night Angel says his final, I guess prayers would be the right word for the night. Is there anything that wants to happen during the night? I assume no one's doing a watch, but that's up to you guys.
I mean, I only have to sleep for 2 hours, so I will accidentally start taking watches.
And same with Kellery.
Okie dokie.
I mean, Wilton will ask if he needs to take watch. If not, then he will take the opportunity to have a rest.
All right.
Eh.
Well,
I figure I'll let Brasut get 2 hours of downtime so he can start being fully productive again. After which I'll take 2 hours and we'll go from there.
all right. So, the night comes, passes, and goes. Are you guys going to spend the full night, or are you going to get up in the middle of the night to do whatever you're going to do, or what's going to happen?
Well, while I've got some time, I might as well start working on a ring of sustenance for Zhao.
Okay.
Just more of a, like, I don't have anything better to do. I've got some extra gold on me.
I got extra gold lying around, you know, gotta do
Yeah.
something with it.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing is I now have Forge Ring and cooperative crafting, so I can help as well.
Oh,
And
yeah,
that-
this'll... Okay.
And that doubles production per day.
Everybody's gonna have a
Which
ring
is
of
very good.
sustenance. They're all gonna be using
Eventually.
it. Boldrago says that he just lies outstretched, floating above the ground, completely lifeless as he doesn't have to breathe. Not disconcerting at all for the Night Angel.
No.
No. All right. So I suspect that it only takes that amount of time to craft the Ring of Sustenance, or is that something, a long-term craft you're working on?
It would take just, like, if I take 10, I beat the DC by 5, which lets it happen within 4 hours, and then we double it, That's more than the price of the ring.
Okay. Pretty easy craft for you then. You've done it before,
Yes.
especially, so.
That's true.
All right.
There's 1,250 gold out of my pocket. Actually, slightly less, because I have a specific thing for that.
Right. Okay, then.
Dwarf Wizard FCB is really good.
So, everybody rests up. And from what I'm hearing, it sounds like we're going to be doing a wake up in the morning. Or at least in the after midnight of the next day, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Probably.
Short of something happening that would cause us to wake up earlier.
Oh no, our sleep schedule is all messed up.
My circadian rhythm! Shit!
Tis the case for all adventurers. That's the true plight. See, the worst problem for adventurers is not that, you know, all of the bad stuff that happens to them. Their lifespan is just severely cut short because of insomnia. That's how it works.
Very relatable content. Let me tell you what.
All right. So.
Some would even say too relatable and immersion breaking.
Well, I mean, it's a legit problem. There is a curse of insomnia in the game, isn't there? I thought I saw
I
it
have
one
to
time.
assume.
There's burning sleep at least.
I had that spell on the Shaman that I played in the Evil one-shot here at the TheIoPC, and I really wanted to cast it on someone.
It's really cool, but it's not very good.
But it's great when they go to sleep and get caught on fire. Look! Everything's bad!
All right. So we'll say that given the fact that you guys sealed back up, you had it dark enough that everybody could kind of trick their bodies to go to sleep as they needed to. So everybody's rested and ready. Right around midnight, 1 o'clock, people just kind of start stirring. So if you guys wanted to get up around then, that'd probably have everybody set. Or you can wait till morning, full morning, dawn. It's up to y'all.
Based on our current tactics, attacking at midnight or ish is probably our goal.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense. As long as Skoros can get some... And, well, no, we have torchlight from Chernobog's
Yeah.
something
and
or other.
I will, you will awkwardly wake up with an ever-burning iron stone.
Oh. Nice! I did it. I got a little floaty guy. What? What is it? Like, Skoros will try to, like, what is it called? I'll try to, like, speed bag it. Well,
And it spins around your head.
what is this devilry? More giant magic? Whoa! Misses wildly.
I'm just sitting
What?
off in the corner. I gave it to you like 2 hours ago. It's...
Anyone want to explain? This tries to catch it, flies over here.
It's just a light.
You need more light than others do, so had light.
Can I shut it off?
You just... Okay, so normally you should be able to just grab it and put it in your pocket.
So Skoros will take the next 10 minutes trying to grab the thing, and then grab it, and then like it's the snitch, basically, and then put it in pocket.
Because
10
the
points
fire
to
doesn't
Sandpoint.
burn hot.
Yeah.
Hooray!
With your current play tactics, I kind of agree that with Boldrago that you're going to just light your way with the pyres of burning giants, but
Yes, that was classic.
so. All right, everybody's up around midnight, 1 o'clock. Hard to tell when you're in a cave.
Well, first thing we need to do is talk about what our plans are and to learn, has everything been have we shared information about what Boldrago and Brasut and, well, by this point I would have had Brasut's version down. But the information from Willton and Boldrago, has that gone to everyone?
I believe so.
I don't know.
Okay, well, the first question, gentlemen, is do we attack them en masse, or do we try to whittle them down? And while I definitely want to get my hands on some of those wyverns, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of new projects, but it seems we need to plan this out where we can strike, whittle down their numbers, and have a safe place to rest, rearm, and then come again.
I agree.
I'm not totally sure the best way to do this, other than I don't know if this needs to be teleport in, teleport out.
That would be by far the easiest answer.
It worked for us last time. I even got a new stick and pulls out the red dragon tampon, sheathes it again.
There'd be too many giant kin to whittle them down. I'd say we either persuade Mokmorian or change the leadership.
Works for me. Cut off the head of the serpent. Well, and Skoros will do this to indicate serpent writhing on the ground.
I just wonder if we're going to be able to change Mokmorian's mind.
It can be very persuasive.
Yes,
You can be very persuasive.
Especially when you remove his ability to consent or turn him into points at pig.
Yes, but
You guys start
anyone
getting up, the pig's just
powerful
running
enough-
around in your food, so.
Well, he's hungry. It is only fair. Circle of life.
That's fine. We'll eat him for winter.
Winter's almost over.
I mean, next winter.
Oh, long-term fattening up. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
real fat.
It's far too small.
acorns, lots of acorns.
Good to know.
Okay.
That's how the best Iberian hams are fattened. But yes, we need to into the pit, like as you went down. The question is, will we have the ability to defeat the creatures there? Because
There's a very safe place. We can block off the entrance and it should be fine. But who knows?
And if it is not fine, we teleport back here. Everyone stays close, and we get out if we need to. Seems easy enough to me.
Skoros, you seem a little bloodthirsty, my friend. Are you alright?
I'm eager to get this over with.
fair enough.
That concerns me a bit, but...
Why?
You've been rather violent lately. More violent than usual. I'm just worried for you, friend.
One does what one must, when the gods command. Skoros cracks his knuckles.
I frown at that.
Eyebrow goes up. I look over at Brasut and in ancient Thessalonian say, he's worried about Skoros being violent? Does this make sense to you?
I mean, it's as confusing as most people, so...
Reasonable. I don't understand the short-lived races.
Yeah.
So back in common. That being said, let's make our plans. How an assault of this sort needs planning and preparation. So where do we want to enter? How do we want to control forces coming after us? It does sound to me like teleporting into the room Boldrago left from may be a good idea, because it does seem to provide a choke point, but it will not take long for them to break through. Well, no, now that I think about it. Wall of Force. Brasut, you have the ability to block the entrance.
Yes.
Should be long enough.
And
Well,
if it's not, I can make more.
Precisely. There are several hallways. Yes, you just seal them off.
As an outside observer, it seems that the first thing that everybody's got to answer is how's everybody getting there? Because I'm unclear if everybody can teleport in one teleport.
No, that's not possible. But I have it fixed.
Yeah, so Brasut and I guess what has to happen first, now I think about it, is Brasut and Boldrago, they both go invisible. Boldrago teleports Brasut and Boldrago to the last place he saw, and they sit there till their invisibility runs out so they can both memorize the place, then teleport back, and then probably rest the day at that point. But then both of our both of the bullets going back and forth. We'll be able to we'll be able to have seen it. I'm not sure if there's growling because monsters. I'm not looking at the hangout right now, or if Alex
wasn't
is
me.
growling at. Okay.
That was Shaman
Boldrago just
scoffing.
Yeah, Boldrago just turns at Brasut and just be like, "If you'll surrender yourself to me, I'll show you the room."
That does not all sound terrifying.
Could you tell me more specifically what you mean?
Zhao's eyes got a little
It's
big.
very obvious. He would like you to surrender yourself to him. He will show you the room, little man.
That's
What exactly does it mean to surrender yourself to him? Or for him to surrender himself to you? What does that do?
Boldrago will turn Brasut into mindless thrall, take away his ability to think evermore, and then they will go to the room. Isn't that right, Boldrago?
And you see this
not-
nothing that's what it
very wide eyes.
It's not what I was what I was proposing, but I will share you my memory of the room. But I need you to lower down your guard so I can get inside your head.
I'm gonna lean over to Brasut in giant. Just that sounds kind of sketchy, don't you think? And then elbow him a couple of times. To everyone else, it's very obvious that I'm just pulling his beard. But I assume him.
Being that it's our thing, you hear some quick scratching over in the corner from where Kellery was.
Okay.
And you have a very simple contract in front of you. Yes, I did roll the skill.
Okay.
So it's, yes, 20 on my profession barrister, because I am a lawyer.
Very simple agreement.
Clearly stating what is acceptable, what is not acceptable, no modification. There shall only be implantation of specific memories needed for the casting of the spell. No additional modification, and severe punishments if violated.
So this parchment will make you happy?
With one caveat, sign it and I will seal it with a spell.
Spirits say it's okay. I'll sign your parchment and I'll give you the memory you want.
Okay. So, fun thing about the spell is all who are involved in this contract will know when it is broken.
If.
Okay.
Or
It's
if
broken.
it's broken.
Yeah.
And y'all are about sounding super
Right.
Asmodean up in here. I'm getting worried.
Hey, this is just so he can like go to my head and me be less freaked out.
Yeah.
You
Maybe.
should see the book that the contract we have together is.
All right, I'd like to examine the pair of them for pentagrams anywhere on their body.
No.
Absolutely not. You also have to realize the monkey is far more charismatic than either of us. Possibly than both of us combined.
The monkey is an English monkey. Monkey, you play chess with the devil!
All right. So parchment is signed.
Hey,
Magic
Yeah.
happens.
this spell, if anyone cares about, is a third-party spell that I got permission for, called Oathbind.
Spotlight. There you go. So
I just really like the spell, so
there. So Boldrago signs the parchment. Everybody gets ready, and there's a casting of what to share the memory.
Of share memory.
Seems
That's that simple.
legit.
Yeah. Yeah, but the way you phrase that and like how willing you are to like go with minds, turn people into pets, it's very intimidating.
Yeah.
You're a very intimidating man.
But he is the Night Angel. He has only your best
Yeah.
interests at heart.
I do not believe that for a second.
It's not my intention to scare you.
But okay, I will if they're like the idea is intentionally failing a will save, right?
You may resist it with a will save if you want to. Yeah.
So I will not. Is the
Okay.
The whole time that
That would be appreciated.
Like
Yes.
hands over mouth, like, oh my god, what's he doing to poor Brasut? Somewhere that Brasut can see him.
He just kind of gets this flickering light on his like finger, and he just taps you on the like noggin.
Fum, fum, fum.
And he gives you the memory when he polymorphed the tiger.
So, the memory
Mine
kind
is
of
flooded
just
with horrific
flashes
visions
in
of your
there.
fate with a tiny creature.
It's like when you remember something from a while ago that you hadn't thought of in forever. And it pops into your head. And you have to really think, did that actually happen? It's kind of like that. And it's not from your viewpoint. It's actually much taller. And that makes it feel all the more foreign. But it also feels like a memory that you had. Almost like a dream memory. But you know what's happening, so you know it's a real memory. And as you kind of look around, see the memory of the room, and you also see a taiga giant. You're familiar enough with giants to be able to recognize one, we'll say. You see this blue giant, and its ears start to move up, and this all happens in a relatively quick span, but your brain slows it down. And they get longer, and its teeth start to change and move and get more bucky, and it gets white and furry, and all of a sudden there's this rabbit there. And for a good minute or two, Brasut is more focused on the fact that that giant just became a rabbit rather than the room around him, but he does think about the memory of the room around him now that he stops. He also remembers that, there was a stranger-looking giant over in the other corner that looked like a weird hill giant. Not in the corner, but in the room also. That was like, whoa, as this all was happening. So yeah, you see that full memory of the polymorph, and you come back to yourself.
So
And suddenly,
there.
Boldrago the Night Angel has done my plan in 6 seconds when it would have taken a couple of days. Nice.
Yay! Time efficiency.
I hate to ask, but is there any emotional content transferred?
With
Ooh.
just the memory, Brasut's not used to emotion in the same way. He's kind of got that autistic, perhaps Asperger type thing going on, where it's very logical and tight and controlled and all that. And this feeling is not one. This memory contains something in it that he's not very familiar or necessarily comfortable with. And it's also very strange for Brasut because he remembers it as his memory. And him feeling
Oh, that's weird.
a strange satisfaction and also uneasiness where he was, but a satisfaction with the morphing of that rabbit. And it's not something that he's used to. It's his mind doesn't know necessarily how to deal with it. So Brasut may have his flat affect on the outside, but inside there's this conflict of, is that how feelings are supposed to work thing? Because his was different than mine. And Brasut's logical mind tries to start reasoning out, why am I feeling this satisfaction at the spell being successful, or why did I feel uneasy? I don't feel uneasy. I just do things. What's the matter? And so I'll leave it up to Levi whether that's something that Brasut indulges in as his only really unbridled emotional moment that he can remember, or if he shuns it and tries to forget.
It's kind of like that warm feeling you get when you pee your pants, but without the
urine,
without the negative one that comes right afterwards.
See, but I feel like it's like you already happened, and then you notice it's warm because you were already uneasy, and then you get a sense of satisfaction.
Do you tell your friends that you just urinated your pants, or would you like to keep it to yourself? Guys, I peed my pants.
It was so good. No. All right. But that'll be up to Levi whether Brasut does anything with that. But there was feeling conveyed.
Okay. Like, rather than any real emotion, you mostly just see an awkwardly fast fluttering of eyes as it ends. And still cold as ever. I see the place, so we're gonna teleport there, right?
Yes, it's very good.
Are you sure you want to teleport with that pig nose you have now? And Skoros will like barely stifle a laugh.
Touch his nose.
No big nose.
Feels dwarven.
Yeah.
That's how your illusion things work, right? You'll never know. And I'll just like move closer to.
If it's an illusion, Brasut doesn't care.
Nice. So I'll move.
Like that's just what he looks like, meh.
Move closer to everybody, and if it's cool, I'd like to have a ready standard action to when we get there. If there's something adjacent to me that's not the party, that's a key distinction. I would like to punch it, but not if it's a member of the party. No punching in the party. No.
Okie dokie. All right then. So everybody is preparing themselves for the teleport then?
Yes.
You got it.
All right. So he'll paint the two marshals with bark skin and himself.
Paint with all the colors of the trees.
Yeah, he'll give you the white moon rock skin.
Thank you.
Cool.
That's a 3, right, Alex?
4.
Nice.
Bum, bum, bum.
So much ACs.
All
Would you
the
mind giving
ACs.
it to me once again as well, Boldrago?
Terribly sorry. Spirits didn't prepare me for that.
No, that's fair.
Xiao and I will get mage armors.
Okay.
I am wearing my real armor.
All right.
Kellery, do you have a couple of invisibility extracts prepared by chance?
Yes, I do.
Alrighty. Skoros would like to take 2, if that's okay. Not sure what you have prepared. One is also fine.
Oh. Actually,
Not
my
sure.
AC's higher than... I just realized I did my AC calculations wrong. That's nice. There. Now my default AC is 24. Nice.
And we'll
That's
take
better.
it. We, the marshals, would also like, because we are now active. We are marshals. You will be punched. Resistance is futile. 1 displacement, 1 shield each for Skoros and Egor. If that's cool. Jay has been muted this whole time, so there is information on my character sheet that might not be true.
Okay. Shields are easy.
Okay.
I can do shields without breaking a sweat.
Okay. Cure light wounds is going to be another thing we're looking at. Invisibilities are we going to want? So Skoros can flex into an ability that if somebody is flat-footed and not aware of him, and he starts a grapple, he can take them automatically to pinned. And if I have the chokehold feat, I can start choking them, which means they can't speak, which means they can't raise the alarm. Is why I was hoping for a couple of invisibility potions, because if there happens to be like 80 sentries somewhere, I can just run up and open.
I mean,
Okay.
I can also give some castings.
Okay. Okay, in that case, let's start with the hardest things. I can do dark vision as either an individual thing or as a group thing. If I use group, it only takes one, but it chops it down to 9 hours split between us.
Right. Well, in tight quarters, if I have a torch haloing me
Yeah.
and Chernobog's, God, I'll just say hammer. I'm
Yeah.
out of fun words. I hate everyone. If Chernobog's hammer is also putting off light, I feel like that's enough to where
Yeah.
like we shouldn't be like if it's too far away to see is probably like around the corner.
I agree, and it should be enough for me as well. So
I'll give you daylight.
Jesus. Holy sugar.
you okay?
I didn't realize it, but apparently my Chrome is apparently super loud. So when you put two things into the Roll20, it was stupidly loud.
Burn!
Yeah, no, really, it was like just that. It was really
All right.
loud. I was going to
Okay.
ask. So, seconds we get there, we are going to be in the middle of a shit show.
As far as we know.
Yeah, well, then,
Ah, yes. It will be crowded.
would me being a bit bigger get in anyone's way?
Yes.
I would assume.
Well, I mean, as in like us getting there. If I were to increase my size to be almost equal to that of most of the giants, or the ones we
yes.
fought. So wait on that spell. Understood. All right.
Wait until you make sure we can get around you.
Very well.
I
And
have a strange
teleport.
premonition about the big old alligator cat and how that's a pain in the butt for everyone who doesn't have the alligator cat when they're in the dungeon.
Okay.
All right. Well, before we go through, I'm casting Gravity Bow, and then I'm also casting Greater Invisibility, and I'm also casting. I already said I'm casting Greater Invisibility. I'm also using one of my spell scars of Cat's Grace.
Okay. I will make 4 doses of displacement. And that's my level 3s, and I'm going back and to do 2 vomit swarms.
You're just gonna throw one at
Yeah,
Egor.
1 C-Invis. No, actually, I'm not going. I have a plan. It's an evil plan.
Egor vomits a bunch of swarms that are worms, but they look like a spaghetti.
He swears off spaghetti.
Never again! Holy shit!
I did not know that would happen. Oh, bye for Asma.
Okay. We may run into fire beasties, so I'll do 1 of resist energy.
Resist energy fire. Okay.
And how many more do I have there? 2 more. And 2 invisibility.
Okay.
So, and I'll go through off without having to talk to y'all to do the rest. I have 11 extracts at first level. So 4 from my alchemist levels, 7 from the investigator levels.
Ugh.
So I'll figure those back, but we can go ahead and continue planning. A number of those are going to be cure light wounds.
Deeper darkness on his dagger, it's sheatheded. So it's not dark yet.
Okay.
And daylight on on Skoros something that
Okie dokie. On Skoros'
like his headband or something, or his scarf or something. I don't know.
Skoros is, despite how I'm playing him, he's smarter than the average human. So I'll pick up like a rock or something, daylight on that. So in case we need it to be dark, I can just huck it somewhere.
Oh, I'll make it dark if we need it to be dark.
The dark part's not the problem. Oddly enough. All right.
All right. Before we go, once you leave my side, it's not coming back. I'll cast another spell, and then we'll teleport. Woo!
Pew! So he
Hopefully
says that.
we don't get a mishap.
He says
I'm also
that.
going to cast Expeditious Retreat before we go.
All right. He says that, and everybody's like, "What?" And then there's just poof, and Brasut's like, "Oh."
Uh-huh.
And
I have
then
11 minutes to kill everything.
so
All right,
you guys.
let's go D100.
Yep. You roll a 1. No.
Yeah, I
36.
did it.
All right.
That's fine.
Brasut.
Oh, let's say, for the sake of things, who is bringing who, in case you get a mishap.
Ooh,
Yeah,
That's a
who's
good
bringing
point.
who?
Darn it! We forgot to RP Kellery correcting Willton on Brasut and not Brasut.
no. You had been saying, like,
Rune song,
Runesmith.
Rune Smith, Rune Song, Rune, but not Runemane. So I kind of figured that Kellery and Egor went with Brasut, and then Skoros and Willton went with Boldrago. Does that sound about how it would fall?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
Goodbye me?
I don't.
Yeah. Kellery with Brasut, definitely.
Hey.
Ooh,
There you go.
did it.
Right close to each
Yay.
other. All right. So you guys make it. You teleporting is pretty quick, just like instant. There's always that odd feeling that you have of being kind of moved without your body moving you, but that's nothing you're not used to. And then as you get right there, you see this room, and to tell you, this room, a pair of double doors stands in the southern wall of this room. The floor is made of glossy, polished black and gray marble. To the east, in what might have once been another exit, has long since caved in. Yet nothing in the room compares to the curious effect that its walls have. Looking into the room, it's bizarrely impossible to judge the chamber's exact dimensions. Any wall looked at directly remains stable, but through peripheral vision, the walls everywhere else seem to stretch away into impossibly infinite gulfs, as if the room itself were somehow unhooked from its own physicality. The sheets of pale light that flicker across the walls only add to the disorienting effect, and I need everybody to make me a fortitude and a will.
Both? Dang. Okay.
Okay.
And we're going to cut it right there. Bum, bum,
Ugh.
bum.
Good.
Oh
I have
no.
Kane's character.
We're gonna go ahead and roll the fort and the wills.
Okay.
To have that
okay,
for
I
next
killed Kane's
session.
character. Thanks.
But
So,
So what happens when you don't show up?
yeah, that's what happens, Kane.
Fort of 20. That's not good.
All right, you guys roll, and we'll say goodbye to all the individuals so they can see the results next time, and we will see what happens. All right,
Nothing good.
nothing good. As
Nothing
always, have a great day. God bless and enjoy. Bye.
is this a spell or spell-like ability?
This content was made possible by travelers and viewers like you. Thank you.